Hi there, everyone. I'm Laurie Barraco, and it's time for my predictions for the week of July 29, 2018. And the deck that I use is the Gilded Royale Tarot by Sarah Marchetti. So before I begin my predictions, I did want to mention the fact that the planet Mercury has gone retrograde. And I believe this happened on the 26th of July. And then it will continue to be retrograde until August 19th. So what does this mean for us? What it means is that this is a great opportunity to redo some things for ourselves. Mercury is the planet that rules communication, contracts, paperwork, electronics. So you might notice that things are a little bit off with your electronics, your phone, your computer. It's also the time of possible tardiness. So we might find ourselves running a little bit behind and playing catch up as well. It's also really a great time to revisit things, great time to release the clutter, to try to repair a few things, to recolor your hair. You'll also notice that quite possibly a few people from your past may be resurfacing in your life at this time. Again, it's a really great time to redo things. I know some people feel that it's a very challenging time, but it doesn't have to be. You can be proactive and take a look at what you would like to revisit, release, redo, and repair. All right. Okay. And also we're still coming off the energy of that full moon lunar eclipse that was on the 27th, this past Friday. So there's a lot of emotion that's going on these days, a lot of high highs, low lows. And when we have a lunar eclipse, it really brings up the shadow side of things in our lives, things that maybe we're ready to let go and we feel complete with. Maybe the things that we kind of tucked away and said to ourselves, oh, I'll deal with that later. I know that's something for me to look at, maybe heal, release, work on, and we've maybe put it off. So the lunar eclipse is going to help us see these things more clearly. And we have the opportunity and the tools to shift that, to do what we know is for our highest and best good. All right, so I'm going to shuffle the cards a little bit, and then I'm going to pull 3 from the top, and this will be our message for this upcoming week. All right, 1, 2, 3. Let's see what we've got. Looks like we may not be hearing the call of spirit or hearing our higher selves or our conscience, where we know that there are some things that it would be best for us to take responsibility for. I keep seeing us running away, and that's what I'm kind of seeing. It's like, I don't want to deal with that. It's contrasting what I had brought up about that lunar eclipse. So we really are going to see this here come up. Maybe there's denial we have within ourselves, and it's very possible you'll see that denial with others around you. But I really want to focus on our part and what are we denying and what are we not looking at honestly and being transparent with ourselves. I'm not saying necessarily with other people. I'm talking about being transparent with who you are and what your intentions are, and maybe trying to justify a few things that maybe it's time to stop justifying. So we have the 6 of Swords. This is the one that really spoke loudly and clearly to me. And this card, it's traditionally has a certain meaning of smoother seas from some upheaval, but here I'm hearing the messages kind of running away from the 3 of Pentacles reversed, running away from maybe some responsibilities, maybe holding up our end of things, right? Following through with what we've promised, not just for other people with other people, but for ourselves as well. And then I have the Hierophant reversed. And that message that I'm receiving from Spirit has to do with seeking people out who will validate your story of victimhood, resistance, and quite possibly will help keep you in that place that you know is not for your highest and best good. You know, there are people who will co-sign the nonsense, who will tell you what you want to hear. And I want everyone, myself included, to try to not seek those type of self-validating support where you know better. Again, here's that transparency coming up again. So let's be completely honest with ourselves, tend to what we know needs to be tended to, and to get really clear and honest with ourselves. There really is no hiding the truth from your true self and the light. So let's do what we can to be the best versions of ourselves we can be. Try not to be too critical or harsh on ourselves. Take the approach of a loving stance, unconditional love, and Spirit will set up the situations to help us move through this. All right, I'm Laurie Barraco. I look forward to seeing you next week. Namaste.